Why, hello everybody. My name is Leroy J. Hopkins McDankenshire III, professional businessman of the Mississippi River, and I'm here to teach you the wonders of supply. Now you may be wondering, now Mr. J. Hopkins McDankenshire III, what even exactly is supply? Well, don't you even worry, my fashionable friend. I'm about to break things down nice and simple just for you. Supply refers to the total amount of a product or a service that a given company or seller is willing to put on the market. You see, as a businessman, it's the amount of product that I have that I may sell in order to make money. Well, as you can imagine, there's tons of different things that might affect the amount of supply a business might have. Workers going on strike, the increase of tax on production. These would both cause the amount of supply to drop, which would, in turn, raise the prices of a product. Alternatively, let's say there's an influx of resources or an increase in the efficiency in the product's production. This would cause a business's supply to increase, and if you have a more supply of a product, that would then decrease the price of the product. Not making sense? Alright. Let me try to tell you a story about my past to help paint you a picture. When I was but a wee lad during the crazy times of COVID-19, little Leroy J. Hopkins McDankenshire III was a little bit of a hardcore gamer. You see, he loved to play crazy cool games on his computer, and especially since he couldn't go outside while the world was busy ending. Well, there was a problem with his addiction, though. You see, in order for him to play his crazy cool game, he needed a magical computer part in order for his computer to turn on. This magical part was known as a graphics card. Well, since everyone in the world was going through a lockdown, nobody was allowed to work, and tons of people were laid off. Prices for resources began to rise, and this, of course, impacted all sorts of businesses and people, including those working in the computer industry. Workers were laid off, and the prices for materials used to make a graphics card increased, causing the product itself to become more expensive as well. Increased prices of resources combined with the lack of workers present in the industry both played its part in decreasing the quantity of supply that companies like Nvidia and Ryzen could sell. Not making sense? Don't worry your little tiny little brain. I'll paint you a little picture right behind me over here. Alright, I have this wonderful diagram to share with you today, and of course I will need to explain a couple things really quick for you. So this entire graph is of course the supply shift in the RTX 3070, which is the name of the product in question, the graphics card, the thing I was telling you about, before and after COVID. So this line here represents the supply before COVID. Before COVID, people were buying graphics card for $569. And of course, there was a much larger quantity during the launch date. When it was first released, they had a lot of RTX 3070s in stock to sell to people like you and me. But all of a sudden, COVID-19 hits and all these workers begin to lose their jobs, and products and resources used to make this product suddenly start to become more expensive. So all of a sudden now, after COVID-19, the supply curve shifts, and people now have to pay $749 because there is now a lower quantity of product present in the market. All right, let's summarize what we just looked at. That right there was a real-world example, something that actually happened in the past where a supply curve had actually shifted to the left. This means that the pandemic resulted in the decrease in quantity of graphics cards that a company could supply to the market. And since people still wanted to buy graphics cards, the price of the product had been raised, selling to only those willing to pay the higher price. Well, now, as you can see, there are many different things that could impact the supply in this wonderful world of economics. Oftentimes there are many background factors at play behind the numbers we grow wary of in our markets today. So just think about that next time you complain about prices.